But because there is a major misconception on what Allah expects from women, that is why today, and not all the women, because the ignorant and radical men put women in this position. They keep them home, they keep them out, they keep them only busy in the mall and the shopping places, and see that's and the universities and the colleges. Hear what Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala says in Surah Ahzab, and I want to read this verse for you and myself, inshallah. Surah Ahzab, chapter 33 of the Quran, ayah number 35. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala makes it emphatically clear. Bismillah ar-Rahman. Innal muslimina wal muslimat. He didn't only refer to Muslimin. He emphasizes that certainly the male Muslim males, wal muslimat, and the believer, and the Muslim woman. Then he goes again, wal mu'minin wal mu'minat. And he continues, wal qanitin wal qanitat. And he goes down, was sadiqin was sadiqat. The truthful man, the truthful woman. Was sabirat, was sabirin was sabirat. And the men who have patience, and the women who have patience. He's rubbing it in, Allah. He's trying to tell us this is expected from women. To be Muslims, to be pious, to be believers, to be devoted, wal-qanitina wal-qanitat, to be devoted, not just be people in the shopping mall and going shopping and modeling and buying things for the house while the men praying in the masjid. Who is the cause for that? The men do that. Not all the men, but most of the men. Then Allah goes down to say, wal mutasaddiqat wal mutasaddiqina wal mutasaddiqat. And the charitable men and the charitable women. You know, if you go and do fundraising in masajids and you get money from 100 people, 75%, if not 80%, is from men. Because ladies believe they don't have to give charity. So you always have just a few given, and always the men got to give. But Allah is saying, was-sadiqina was-sadiqat. The charitable men and the charitable women, meaning that women must also be charitable. Why we got this concept that only men got to give donations and give charity? Why we got this concept that only men must be devoted and frequenting the masjids and praying and giving zakat and being devoted and being in dawah and being in deen? Where we got this concept that only men must speak the truth and women must always quarrel? Allah is saying no. He expects it equally from men and women. And he continues. Subhanallah. Subhanallah. Was-sa'imina was-sa'imat. And the men who fast and the women who fast, you see? Expected from both parties, men and women. Women have that right to practice Islam equally like men. Then Allah goes on to say, وَالْحَافِظِينَ فُرُوجَهُمْ وَالْحَافِظَاتِ. You know, in the Indian culture and in some of the Middle Eastern culture, I don't like to beat this, but because of our misunderstanding of Islam, a lot of people believe, well, you know, the boys could play around, but not the girls. Girls got to remain chaste until they get married, not boys. Boys could go. Allah says, no. Just as the women got to be chaste and take care of themselves and be pure and keep their virginity, similarly the men is supposed to take care of themselves and keep their virginity. It's not that the Muslim boys in the colleges and the universities could go with all the non-Muslim girls and Muslim girls, and the Muslim girls don't do anything. I'm not telling the Muslim girls to go do something. But the equal commandment is on men. So in some of the Muslim countries, they believe the men could fool around, not the woman. And then the woman is like, why? This is the man religion? You got the rights to fool around? But nobody got the rights to fool around. That's what Allah is saying here. وَالْحَافِظِينَ فُرُوجَهُمْ وَالْحَافِظَاتِ. The men must protect their private parts, and the women must also guard and protect their private parts. This is in the Quran. If you don't like it, just go home, take a scissors, and cut this page off. I wouldn't get the sin. But I don't want to get a sin for not reminding myself and reminding you. And if you don't remember the verse, take the CD after chapter 33, Surah Ahzab, verse number 35. Then hear what Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala says. Subhanallah. وَالذَّاكِرِينَ اللَّهَ وَالذَّاكِرِينَ اللَّهَ كَثِيرًا وَالذَّاكِرَاتِ. And the men who make dhikr and the women who make dhikr. You know, a lot of people believe only men make the dhikr of Allah, women don't have to do it. Some people believe only men come to the masjid to make the dhikr, women must not come. I have some of our 5-time daily salah who pass that fatwa. Say, why do women come to make dhikr? Go tell them, Brother Amin Sheikh, go show them this verse. Brother Abdul Salam, show them this verse. Surah Ahzab, chapter 33, verse 35. They probably read the Arabic, but they don't digest it. Allah is saying, equally the men who make the dhikr of Allah and the women who make the dhikr of Allah, whether you make the dhikr at home or whether you make the dhikr in the masjid. But nothing is wrong. As long as we keep between the boundaries of Islamic laws with our dress code and our decency and modesty in our dress code, and you don't come to the masjid with a jeans and a topless. I was looking at the news this week and I saw there was a church in Miami. You guys saw what happened? You don't look at the news, brothers. Yeah, there was a church that was criticizing I don't know what it was, a club or something next door. It was on one of the local channel news. Because the church was criticizing the people next door for their dress code and the way they dress and what they do. The woman and the men all came, and the woman well, not dressed. The woman came topless and demonstrated in front of the church. Well, you have that kind of extreme. We don't tolerate that. We're not saying that the woman must come to the masjid topless. We're saying come in your hijab and dress Islamic and come and pray and make the dhikr of Allah. You go in the mall and the shopping center, you become cashiers, you become saleswomen, you're selling, you're doing all the business transaction. Nothing haram with that. But they tell you, Brother Saif, don't let the ladies come in the masjid, let them go do dunya outside, not the masjid for dhikr and Allah. Come on, which Islam are we studying? How have we misrepresented this deen and make the Muslims look so stupid?